The Rainbow Bridge is a guided meditation of a symbolic inner journey and of soul exploration. It originally presented itself to me some years ago when I was teaching a transpersonal psychosynthesis course. Over the years, individuals and groups have found it a helpful process for awakening a deeper inner knowing. You may want to repeat this meditation periodically and observe how it evolves over time. It is always helpful to work with a guide who can assist you with exploring what you experienced during this process. Plan to use this meditation when you can devote at least 45 minutes of quiet time to it. Have writing materials handy before you begin. As we prepare for this journey, let's do a brief alignment, a centering process. Sit comfortably in a position which allows you to keep the spine straight. Preferably sit with your feet on the ground. Breathe gently at your normal rhythm. And say the following words to yourself silently. Should you not feel easy about a word, simply let it go and keep moving along. I have a body. I am more than my body. I have emotions. I am more than my emotions. I have desires. I am more than my desires. I have a mind. I am more than my mind. I am a center of consciousness and will, the outpost of the soul, the place from which I direct my vehicles, the mind, the emotions, and the body. I am a center of consciousness and will. And further, I am the transpersonal self, the soul, the self, and more. Being aligned in this way, in your imagination, begin by seeing yourself with some friends at a gathering with a large group of people. One of the people there is describing an incredible experience of finding and crossing a rainbow bridge in the mountains. Everyone listens intently and is excited and interested in hearing the story. After hearing of this person's experience, the group expresses an interest in finding and crossing this bridge also. Everyone is given information about this person's path to and across the bridge. Even though everyone expresses an interest in going, quite a number do not follow through. Those of the group who do persist make plans, prepare, and eventually begin the journey. Imagine that you and some of your friends are part of this group. You begin the journey, and pretty soon you reach the first goal. It is a beautiful, lush meadow surrounded by woods. The green grass is soft and inviting. The air is perfumed with the fragrance of the many flowers blooming there. They are of every imaginable type and color. The sound of birds is soothing and sweet. The air is pleasant and warm. You rest and eat and feel refreshed. People play, explore, and some begin to talk about settling here, about gardens and fields they want to develop on the fertile land. They feel enthralled by this paradise-like place. Others remind the group of the Rainbow Bridge. Eventually, while some decide to stay, you, your friends, and quite a few of the group do decide to continue. You move on and follow the path which has been described. As you proceed, you eventually find yourself at the edge of a large body of water. After scouting around a bit, you and the group find a good-sized boat with a captain who is willing to take everyone across. You all board the boat and begin the crossing. In a short time, you find yourself in a storm, and the waves become quite large and choppy. You experience some fear, but the captain seems very confident and competent, telling everyone of ways to help steady the boat as it moves through the rough water. It seems like an eternity, but eventually the storm moves out and water becomes more calm, even smooth, with just tiny ripples that look like shimmering jewels. You reach the shore and run on the beach, enjoying the almost white sand, the gentle waves lapping around your feet. Everyone is relieved and grateful to be here. After resting, people swim and play and scout around. They find a short distance from the shore all kinds of exotic vegetation and fruits and good things to eat and drink. Now people are beginning to say that this is really paradise and they want to stay here near the water. As before, the group is reminded of the Rainbow Bridge. And as before, some of the people choose to stay, while your group and quite a number of others move on. You prepare and take a path that leads to the next destination, the top of the mountain you see in the distance. You enter an old forest. The trees feel ancient and wise, like sentinels along your path. The forest floor feels soft under your feet. The smell of earth is welcome and comforting. Eventually, the forest thins out, and you find the path along a slope requires great concentration. The path is not so easy to see. There are stones on the path. You have to be careful of your footing. The path is becoming even more steep and demanding, and some people decide to go back. They can't be convinced to continue. The rest of you do continue, determined to reach the summit. You then come upon a huge boulder field and need to really encourage each other to persevere. You trudge on and help each other. Periodically, you stop to rest and delight in the changing, beautiful views. At last, you reach the top. The views are glorious. You take them in. You breathe deeply. The air is pure and sweet and cool like an early spring day. This is very welcome to all of you. You're hot from the exertion of the climb, and the air feels like a relief. You can see very far, and even see those who have stayed behind in the meadow and on the beach. You wish they had come along. This place on the mountain top almost feels otherworldly. You enjoy the peacefulness, the clarity, the simplicity, the views. You are so taken with this extraordinary experience that it takes some time to realize that the next goal, the Rainbow Bridge, is nowhere in sight. As you scout the area, you suddenly see the bridge. At first, you're dazzled by it and its beautiful colors. Then you realize that it seems to go out into empty space and disappear. The group vaguely recalls having been told that other planes would be entered, but the rest of the information was hazy in everyone's memory. A heated discussion ensues. Everyone but your group decides to leave and return. You're not certain either, and decide to sit down in a circle and meditate for guidance. You align as a group and ask what you should do. The word "come" blasts in your minds. With that, you all decide to risk stepping into the unknown and unseen. Gingerly, you step on the bridge. It is wide and strong and steady. You begin to walk carefully. You notice the effect the bridge and the colors have on you. As you walk, you can always only see the bridge immediately ahead. At one point, it becomes like a covered bridge. And then the covered bridge turns into a tunnel-like shape. Suddenly, you feel yourself pulled forward and out the end of the tunnel. You're breathless as you see before you a most magnificent, loving presence. Take some time to simply be with this being in an indescribably beautiful place. Pay attention to your experience. Are you asking questions? Receiving answers? Getting some type of instruction or information? How are you feeling? What are you thinking? Just let the experience unfold naturally, however it goes. In silence now, for about 2 minutes, pay close attention to your experience. And now, you near the end of your stay here. Before you leave, the loving being tells you of ways in which you could serve individually and as a group to help humanity. Pay close attention to what you are being told. You may be told in ways other than in words. It may be a thought, an image, a sensation. Accept whatever you become aware of, even if it does not make sense right now. Before leaving this magnificent being, express your gratitude for the loving, joyful experience. Be open to the possibility of being handed a gift of some kind as you prepare to part. Now, clearly imagine yourself sending the entire experience into your brain consciousness so that you will remember everything later. Take your leave now, bringing with you the complete memory of this journey. Find yourself magically transported back to the beginning of the journey. Begin your reorientation by being aware of yourself as the soul, the self. Being aware of yourself as a center of consciousness and will, the personal self. Be aware of your instruments, your vehicles, the mind, the emotions, the body. Be aware of your breathing, of the room in which you find yourself right now. Aware of the sounds around you. Gently now, open your eyes, stretch, move your body, look around, and quietly reorient yourself for a little while. As you do this, you feel comfort in the knowledge that you can repeat this journey again and again. At the end of the meditation, take a few minutes to write about your experience. For now, blessings on your journey of soul exploration. May the joy of the inner adventure be a steadfast companion as you travel this path. Blessings.